How Mr. Rourke does what he does is as much a mystery to me as it is to you. What I do know is that your life is about to change forever. I hope you're ready.
Fantasy Island has been a property that's been beloved since the 70s. But what was most important to you as a director in bringing it to life?
Bringing it to life was a challenge because I love the show. A lot of people love the show, but also a lot of people don't remember the show. So for me, it was this unique mixture of honoring the original property, but also reintroducing it to a whole new audience.
I always love a remake, but a remake with a twist is especially cool. And so we took the bones of this really popular TV show in the 70s and flipped it on its head. And we're like, no, let's just make this dark and messed up and scary.
It's a director's movie. And Jeff, you just trust the guy, you know? Like before I even met with him, I was like, I want to do this movie because I saw Truth or Dare. And I thought, wow, this is a great movie. Just because he actually accomplishes what he wants to accomplish within the movie. And I thought, wow, this is great. And so like, I'm in.
I had worked with Jeff, the director, before, and I'd worked with Blumhouse before, and I'm just grateful that they've kept me in the family. I would do anything, they could ask me to do anything, and I would want to be a part of it.
Obviously, the fantasy won't be real, but that's why we go to horror movies and ride roller coasters, right? To feel something?
I'd like to think that this is more exciting than riding a roller coaster.
Why should people take their dates to see Fantasy Island in theaters?
I mean, what better first date than a horror film? Or any date. I mean, it just forces you to be close to whoever you're with. I know I've been on a couple of first dates for horror films, and it's good, trust me.
Fantasy Island is the perfect date movie because it has something for everyone. It's basically a big genre mashup. And I know it looks scary and there are some great scares in it, but it's also really emotional. There's some great action. It's just a great, fully realized movie-going experience where I think people will just have a really good time. And there's nothing better than going on a date and having a good time.
When you go see a thriller, horror like this, like you have a need for security. If it's a first date, you're like, oh, I'll protect you. And a lot of times it's the guys that are scared, you know what I mean? And the girls have to console them. But you need that security, you need that closeness. Valentine's Day.
Boom, that's the move.
Good evening. I am Mr. Rourke, the ambassador to your deepest desires. Let me officially welcome you to Fantasy Island.
I love working for Blumhouse. Jason Blum is my hero. I will keep making movies with him as long as he'll have me. It's just an incredible thing that he's set up. He's made a home for storytellers and artists to do their thing and tell stories.
In the studio system, like they're trying to make movies for the masses. But in the horror genre, it's a very specific genre, and 9 times out of 10, the guys know how to do it. And Blum was able to say, like, hey, they just bring me back a movie. That's what my understanding is. And Jeff, you just trust the guy.
But Jeff just writes really cool characters. He makes you really invested in the characters that you're watching. I think that that's why horror films work, because you have to care about the people before all the crazy stuff starts happening, and he does a really great job at that.
It's a dream come true. It is literally a fantasy of mine to work with so many talented actors. I just can't even begin to thank them. You know, they made the movie. I could just put great actors on a beach in Fiji and turn on the cameras and the movie works.